Hello everyone, the Package Reviewer here, and this video will be something that actually lives up to my username. I will be reviewing a YouTube channel. I know this may be out of the ordinary for me, but even I get tired of ranting on others sometimes. The channel I will be looking at has been a part of my childhood, and that channel is known as Skippy Shorts. Now, have a seat, because your Uncle Package is going to tell you a story on how I found this channel back then. In the spring of '08, my clueless 7-year-old self was just scrolling through YouTube, and then I saw the video number 23, The Frog Princess. I was curious, so I just clicked on the video and it just blew my mind. Yeah, it's just some mindless puppet shenanigans, but any kid like me would eat that up, especially the kids these days. Since then, I was obsessed with that channel. I even memorized the exact words of that video and wrote it down at school once. Yeah, I was a mental nutcase back then, and I still kind of am. Anyways, let's go more in depth on what this channel is exactly. Skippy Shorts is a channel that first joined YouTube on December 29, 2006, created by the company Near Far Productions, ran by Greg Harrisberg and Jack Rennan. The first few uploads of that channel is a particular puppet, Skippy, telling his version of the supposed stories. They also have a series where he answers a question and sometimes uses said question to make a longer skit. They also introduce characters in other videos such as Finny, Cop, Iggy, Nancy, and Rufus. They did make everyone's favorite type of comedy, political satire. Again, I was clueless at the time and I loved those videos about Obama and McCain in the 2008 election, and I didn't understand a single word they said. What really got me into this channel is the charm of it, the comedic structure, and how Skippy says "STUPID" at the end of most of the videos. I'll go more in depth on the series and sets of videos the channel does, starting with the two main ones, Skippy Shorts and Ask Skippy. With his Skippy Shorts series, he tells stories in the most abridged ways possible, with the shortest being 8 seconds.
What's all the time all these people walking around with hairy feet? They go try to find some ring at the end of the books, they find it. Stupid!
I know everything about the Lord of the Rings lore now. Give this man an Oscar. He does that with other fairy tales, such as Cinderella, Snow White, Little Red Riding Hood, Aladdin in Space, Star Wars, and Britney Spears. Kids these days won't understand the true meaning behind Britney Spears. With his Ask Skippy series, he just casually answers a question, and sometimes turns it into an epic quest or skit. This is actually the longest running series this channel has had, with the last one being his Storytime one, which apparently doesn't have a corresponding number, making it not count for the series, but it seems Skippy hasn't made an appearance since then. Some may say he's still missing to this day. Now, let's take a look at the other series and whatnot from this channel. Back then, the character Finny also had videos similar to what Skippy does, telling stories and answering people's questions. They're essentially the same structure, but instead of the bubbly personality of Finny. There is also one with a character named Angry Man, who was later referred to as Rufus, who also had 2 movie reviews by him for comedic purposes. Another series this channel has is the Skippy Mega Battles, the only 2 being Hitler vs Darth Vader and the Care Bears vs the 7 Dwarfs. And the former is the most disliked one for some reason. Come on, they're just doing this for shits and giggles. At least it's better than the most recent Star Wars movies. Also, they probably predicted the ERB saga of Hitler and Vader. Could that be another reason why the Mega Battle was so disliked? I don't know, but it is a petty one at best. As mentioned previously, he has made a plethora of political videos, which once again I was mildly entertained by at the time, having no political knowledge whatsoever. Basically, they were making fun of both sides, as claimed by Finny. This is why Finny's my favorite character from this channel. There is also the particular duo known as Cop and Iggy, which honestly doesn't really hold up the charm of what made the other series so enjoyable. Like, the humor in there is dull, and it shows that making an action cop style series isn't really their specialty. The next one is this Wonder Woman-esque show known as The Worst Kids Show, which I think they did good at making the concept of a kid's puppet show funny. Can't wait for others to rant on that show because it doesn't teach kids jack shit and that it's inappropriate. The channel did upload these videos on a weekly basis, then after a year or so they uploaded whenever they felt like it. Then they uploaded a few videos every year, until they revived the series in 2019. To be honest, they don't really hold up the charm of the original videos, but it's nice to see how they were committed to bringing it back. The last thing I want to say is about his most recent video on the year 2020, which in my personal opinion, is my favorite video on the year due to the exaggeration of how bad the year was and Finny keeping a positive light like always. All in all, most of this channel's videos may be great, but I do have some criticisms of them. Some criticisms I've had with the videos is that they can be a bit inconsistent with the lighting, frame rate, and even the sound. Here are a few examples. In the first several Skippy Shorts and Skippy videos, they do have the same lighting, but some of the later videos alternate between the lighting focusing to Skippy to having different background colors, and then going back to the original lighting. My only assumption to why that's the case is that they probably filmed the videos around the same time period, but uploaded some of them later. For the frame rates, let me show you these clips. Here's one from 2007.
The other day a guy wrote me, and this is what he wrote. This would come from Nene 267.
Here's one from 2009.
The other day a guy wrote me. This is what he wrote. This one comes from Ed_and_George at yahoo.com.
And here's one also from 2009.
One time, I was staying at my grandpa's cabin, and I decided I was going to hunt down the legendary butterfly.
I could say the same theory for the previous inconsistency, but as you can see by those clips, the last two have the same background and or lighting, so they gotta be filmed around the same time. If they somehow rendered it with a slower frame rate, then I have no idea why they did that in the first place, but whatever. Moving on to the aspect ratios. Like many videos from the late 2000s, their videos have a 4:3 aspect ratio, and some of their later ones go widescreen, but sometimes they do widescreen in a 4:3 aspect ratio, making the black bars blatantly visible. And even in the widescreen era, some of them return to the original format. Maybe they wanted to preserve the original aesthetic? And the only video that is recorded vertically is the Search for Skippy episode. Couldn't they have the sense to turn it sideways to make it look like every other video they made? I mean, this is my favorite video in the revival era, but still. Anyways, on this video named Finney Introduces the Next Skippy Shorts, he essentially shows a Skippy Shorts episode just sped up, which is kinda pointless, considering some people can just slow it down, albeit it will sound a bit distorted. Would have been better if they showed a few seconds and then have it glitch out or something. And before I critique the last thing, you guys should put some headphones on for this one. No ear rape, trust me.
Boot scootin' boogie, yeah. Hello, America. Hold on. Where am I? You in Iraq, you stupid white piece of trash!
Did your left ear enjoy that? If it's your right ear, then you're wearing it wrong. Yeah, I don't know how they let that audio mishap slide. Now for the final verdict. As I said before, Skippy Shorts has been a part of my childhood and is partially a reason why my sense of humor is weird. Yeah, this channel is over a decade old, and some of those videos I talked about are ancient, but it's kinda shocking how nobody made a video about this channel. If you like wacky humor and puppets, then you should really check the channel out. And if you're a longtime Skippy fan like I am, you would have bought the Being Just Like Skippy kit back then. Granted, buying it got me $1 quintillion and 2 cents in debt, but it was all worth it. Hopefully that ham sandwich that came with it is still good. With all that said about the videos and criticisms, if I had to give this channel a score, I would say 7 out of 10. The channel has some enjoyable content for the most part, but the inconsistencies and few clunkers of videos are the only downsides of the channel. I highly doubt Greg and Jack would watch this, but if they somehow do, I just want to say you guys were great back then and are great now, and I wish the best of luck to both of you in life. And that is really all I have to say about Skippy Shorts. I just wanted to make a video expressing my thoughts on a channel that faded into obscurity. I have no clue if I'm ever going to make another video like this in the future, but hey, I just want to experiment a little with my content, you know? Anyways, thanks for watching, this is the Package Reviewer signing off.